Hey guys, Ellen here, transformation coach, helping women to transform their lives to live their absolute best life. I wanted to jump on today and just talk to you about what it means for me to be diagnosed with ADHD. So for those of you that don't know, recently was diagnosed with ADHD, which is something that I actually suspected for some time. So for me, it really is just confirmation of that. And so it confirms with the things that I was finding quite challenging. It confirms the reasons why I was finding them quite challenging. And so those were things like, maintaining my concentration on things, getting distracted by things, really having to work super, super hard to get systems in place to help myself throughout the day and to structure my day. And so what I wanted to share about that is, some people can be quite critical when it comes to things like ADHD specifically, things like that. And they, why do you need a label? Some people don't think it exists. And if you're that person, that's okay. Just stop watching this video and move on to something else, because this really isn't for you. But for some people, they think, why do you need a label? And I really wanted to clarify that. Personally, but I don't need that label. But what I want to share with you, and this might help you to understand other people, particularly as they're working with their young people, their children, helping them get a diagnosis. What a label actually is a care instruction. Okay, so when you think about your clothes, you might have a woolen jumper in your closet. Maybe you've got a cashmere sweater. Any of those things all come with a label, right? They come with care instructions on how to best look after that garment so that it can keep its shape, so that it lasts a long time, so that the color doesn't fade, so that the wool doesn't become unraveled, or so that it doesn't get holes in it. So it's care instructions on how to best care for that particular garment so that you can get the best out of it, and so it lasts a long time, right? And so if we think about those labels, those diagnoses, those labels as care instructions for people, what that actually does is help you understand how you can best care for that person, or how you can best support that person, particularly when we're dealing with young children, right? Like, we need to know, like, what's, because not everybody's the same, not every child is the same. So what's the best way that I can care and support for this child to help them grow up into a fully functioning adult, contributing positively to society? And so for me, as a grown adult, how can I best care for myself? And how can I best communicate my needs with the people who are around me who might be affected by my inattentiveness, or by my, at times, disorganization, or by my, hyperfixations on some things. And so for me, those care instructions are going to help me structure my day, structure my week, structure my month, help me to reduce some of the things that I'm doing so that I don't get so overwhelmed, help me to manage my time, help me to put some systems in place to reduce overwhelm, help me to manage my self-care better, so that I can take better care of myself and be in a position to be less overwhelmed and regulate my emotions. Okay, and so that's really important. And so maybe you're a woman out there who's been struggling with similar things, because it is really quite common that there's more and more women that are finding this when they're over 40. And what I've seen happening is hormones start to change at this age, right? And so our body starts to do things differently. And so maybe, just maybe, the things that we've been doing in the past, that the systems that we'd put in place, the scaffolding that we had around us to support us for so much of our lives, that scaffolding isn't as effective anymore, because we've changed, and our emotions change with our hormones, right? And so different things are happening, and our body's changing, and our hormones are changing, and our minds are changing, and the way we're thinking is changing. And so it makes sense then that you might go, wow, like suddenly this seems worse than it's ever been, and suddenly it's affecting me more than it's ever affected me before. Or suddenly maybe you're like me and you've gone back to studying, and it's been a while since you studied, and so now you're like, man, like I didn't find it this difficult before. But, or maybe you're remembering, man, school was really hard and I really had a challenging time at school, and now I can understand why I get dates mixed up. I so I have to track my assignment dates and things like that, because I have to make sure that I'm on track to getting things done on time and don't leave things to the last minute, because that procrastination can be a huge killer. And so I wanted to share that, not because I need to make a public announcement about my ADHD diagnosis, but I need to clarify with people, and I actually want to normalize this dialogue. I want to normalize people having conversations about things like this. I want to normalize us accepting people where they're at and understanding that each of us need different things, and maybe you don't need a label and maybe you don't need confirmation of your diagnosis, but it's okay that I did, okay? And maybe vice versa. And I also want to highlight, that if you're feeling that like maybe something's not quite right with you, maybe you need to see somebody and get some confirmation of that, because I firmly believe that God gave us medical professionals for a reason, and they're there to be utilized. Obviously, we don't need to overutilize it, and we don't want to be chasing things that aren't really going to help us. But if it's going to help you, and you can get some things in place, some systems in place, and some scaffolding in place that's going to help you and support you along your way on your journey, so that you can have more structure and more joy and more peace and more clarity in your day, then that's amazing and that's fantastic, and I applaud you for doing that. So I just want to encourage you, don't judge people. You don't understand what people are going through. And I just wanted to share that, so that we understand that labels are care instructions, so that we understand how best to care for that particular person to support them with where they're at. So if you found this useful, feel free to like it, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and don't mind sharing it at all. I'm happy for you to share it around as well. So have an amazing day. See you.